Hi, we're Kaylee and Sam, and in May of 2021 we decided to buy ourselves an empty Sprinter van. It's taken us a long time to get here, but please like, subscribe and follow along to see how we turn this empty van into our dream home on wheels. Hi everyone. So I think the last clips that we've just put in was us doing the kind of skylight and the flooring. That's done now, so we're moving on to the kind of headliner shelf.
Yep, shelf and divider.
But as you can probably hear, it's very rainy outside, so we can't do that right now, which is very annoying. So we are going to try and, we had one little go at doing the shelf and it's a lot harder than it looks. So we've got the shelf that we did cut out on here on some cardboard. We're going to try and go round it.
Yeah, we got vaguely the right size, vaguely the right shape, but just to get the sort of more precise bits, we're just going to do it on cardboard first so that we can kind of afford to sort of, bend it to place and sort of make more adjustments to it. And then once we've got the right size, we're going to sort of trace around that on the wood and then cut around that. So we should have the perfect size, perfect shape, and should slot nicely into place.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it, because we have done it with just the wood, and it where it kind of kicks out, the shape's a little bit funny, and it's really hard, and we don't want to force it in. We want to make sure it actually fits before we kind of bang it in a bit.
The closest bit is kind of narrow, then it gets wider, so you kind of need to make it narrower to get past the initial bit, but then it'd be too narrow for the actual shape when you're in it properly. So you have to sort of force it in. So we want to make sure it's right when we get it in.
So that's the plan for now. Well, we're in a garage and we can actually do something.
Yeah, nice and dry.
Now, and last night we started to do the cardboard bit, but as you heard, the rain was awful, so it was a bit of a pain getting it in and out from the van and not basically being left with sopping wet cardboard. So Sam has now finished cutting it onto wood. We didn't film that bit because it was just, the weather was terrible, but you can kind of see here that we have finally got a shelf, which is great. And it's not like fully on yet, it's obviously really wobbly and a bit bendy, but if I turn you around, some brackets under there to kind of hold it up, so you just need to drill those on and drill the shelf in, and then that's like fully fitted and done and should look good. So we've moved on a bit, and we didn't film masses because the weather was just terrible and we just kind of wanted to get on with it, to be honest. But what we have done is start on the divider that's going to go here. So we've got this strap for now, which it's not the one we're going to use, but it just sort of gives us an idea of where things are. So we've got the one half that will be behind the shower. So we are now about to do the big piece, which will cover that shelf area and the one side. So we're just going to draw that out now and cut it out and hope that it fits. So it's another day on the van today. The last bits we filmed, we were in Harrogate, where we had like loads of space to do stuff, and we did make a good start on the divider and the shelf that's going to go down there by the seats, but the weather was awful, so
yeah, we got it all cut out and it's kind of ready to fit, but we needed to attach the fabric to it first, so wait for that to arrive.
Yeah, so we've decided today, it's quite a nice day today, we just unfortunately still cannot do the roof stuff because we need more space than this side of the road.
Yeah, we need mains power as well, because the drill, we've got a cordless drill, but it's not enough to get through the metal, so we need to be back up where we can have main supply and a more powerful drill that could go through the metal.
But we plan to do that soon, but we've got a day today, so we don't want to waste any time, so we are going to do the walls today. So the plan is, if I show you in here, is to get all of this big wall. We're going to have some 2x1s going up and down here, drilled into the main bit of the van. So all of that will all of the shorter wall as well by the door. And then we can stuff the insulation in, and at least then it's ready for wiring and it's ready for the cladding. And yeah, it'll give us something to do today that should make some good progress. So yeah.
Sounds good.
So as you can see behind us, we have got our first one in.
First batten in.
Feel very proud of it, I'm not gonna lie. It took a little while. Like, we knew to do pilot holes and things, and we knew that, but I don't think either of us realised how fiddly it is. It's just a lot of doing, undoing, making sure things are lined up. And
yeah, you move it slightly and then it's, you know, the pilot hole up here then isn't in line, so it's a bit fiddly, but we've only got 9 more to go, so
yeah, it'll be fine. But yeah, I know we're pretty proud of it, because I mean the wood is 2x1, so it's not tiny, it's not thin, it's a decent thickness to the wood. And you can kind of see, if I round, that it has got a bit of a bend to it, so it's attached at the bottom, it's attached to the top, wherever we could, but it's got this nice little bend so that we are making the most of the space, which is important, because that's what we kind of want to do, really.
Yeah,
is get as much space
we're a bit worried with the thickness of the wood whether it would bend, but it did work. There were a couple of sort of cracking sounds, you know, bent to shape, but I think it'll be fine. We can't see any damage or anything, so I think it
looks good.
It does bend a little bit, so
it did make a couple of noises, but it's fine. You just power through. I mean,
yeah.
We're not gonna lie, we're no experts, we've not done this before, but we're making it work.
That's why we bought spare wood.
Yeah. Have the money to do a little extra if it goes all wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
But we are going to crack on now, probably until we lose light, which we're starting to already.
Yeah.
And see if we can get the rest up.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, we lose light very quickly at this point, sort of like 4 o'clock, and yeah, in the winter it's sort of, you think you've got another couple of hours, and then half an hour later you're in complete pitch black. But yeah, we'll do a couple more, I reckon.
Yeah. We are finally wrapping around the fabric today. It came like a week early, which was great, because we were kind of just twiddling our thumbs a little bit, like waiting. We did a bit of insulation and stuff, but we really wanted to get this divider up. So the fabric came a week early, so we are starting now to staple it round our puzzle pieces for the divider. So Sarah's just doing it now. So we're kind of pulling it tight round, stapling it in, and wrapping it round. It doesn't need to look neat from this side, because we're going to cover it anyway. So we thought staple was the easiest way to do it, not having to faff about with glue. And yeah, so as soon as this is done, we're going to be able to put it in, and it's going to look a lot nicer in like the cab side of it, won't it? Like,
it'll be a lot warmer as well.
So we have finished covering all of the puzzle pieces now to go up for the divider and for the shelf, and I thought we'd show you what it looks like. We've not drilled it in yet, but it's like in position, and it holds up by itself, doesn't it? Like until it's
just got some L brackets that we screwed into like the handles.
Yeah, you can see like under here. I don't know if you can see because it's quite dark now, but we plan to kind of screw those up there. So they're hooked in with the original holes here, and then yeah, and then the shelf is up. It's really hard to see right now because it's starting to get dark, but we'll show at a later date. I'm really happy with it. Like, it does look really good, and I think the colour match is pretty close. I mean, we'll probably link the Amazon link down below or something from where we got it from, but yeah, we're really happy with it. Like, it was a lot of fiddling and stuff, so it's nice to see something up when you've taken your time with it.
Definitely. Yeah, it dips a little bit in the middle at the moment under its own weight, but we're going to put some L brackets and attach it to the divider as well. We'll have a sort of batten down here. So it should be nice and secure, and yeah, we're just going to put light stuff up there anyway, just sort of like...
It'll be a lot sturdier than it currently is, but it's gonna look good. It's only gonna hold bedding and towels and stuff, but good use of space. So I think we're going to put the rest of the pieces of the divider up now, kind of attach them into this metal here with the self tappers, and then also having like a batten that go like down here. So we're going to do that now. We'll film what we can, but it's dark, but so not the greatest for filming, but it's still enough light for us to keep going, so we're going to do that. And we will film against the wind. We thought we'd just give everyone a little update of where we've been at, because we haven't worked on the van in like a week maybe, because we both got COVID. We're still sort of coming off it a little bit, but we wanted to give it a little update. So I think the last thing we filmed was us putting the divider in, which is now all in now. Looks great. We've got the shelf as well, we've got the wall. It's really nice. It feels really nice, doesn't it, when we're driving? It's like, it feels warmer, it feels a little cozier in here. It's a lot nicer. So we're really glad that we have decided to go for like a wall here. But now we've just got to B&Q. So we need to get some plywood, and we're gonna try and get that ready for the bed frame to go in. So we've done all the insulation. We're trying to put some bits in that we've filmed here and there, but basically all the wall insulation is done now. So we are covering it over with, it's like a vapor barrier kind of thing.
Yeah, low E insulation.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you all the clips and everything that we use. We like link down below and stuff. But yeah, so that's what we're about to do now. But we wanted to give the van a bit of a run because it hasn't done anything in a week while we've been ill, to get the last bits of plywood ready for the bed frame. And then once we're putting that in, we'll film a little bit to sort of explain further what we're doing, because it's quite hard to explain when you're not physically pointing at things. But yeah.
So we didn't actually end up filming us putting in the insulation. It turned out to be quite a messy job. We mostly used rock wool to fill the big wall cavities, sticking on with spray adhesive. There is a lot of debate about what insulation you should use in a van, and we did carry out a lot of research to decide which option was best for us. We went with rock wool in the end because it has a really good R value, which makes it great for thermal insulation, but it also works well as acoustic insulation, which helps to soundproof the van. On top of this, we then used expanding foam spray insulation to fill in all the smaller gaps. It was just a lot easier than stuffing them all with more rock wool. And then we covered the whole thing with a layer of low E insulation, which also acted as a vapor barrier and just covered up the kind of bits of metal that weren't previously covered. We attached that using the double-sided tape that you can see on the wooden battens, as well as some spray adhesive. This insulation has made such a noticeable difference. When you shut the doors, it's really nice and warm now, and in the summer it should do a good job at keeping some of that heat out of the van as well. I'm really pleased that we took our time to research and install the insulation thoroughly, because I think it will make such a big difference to how comfortable the van feels once it's ready to be lived in.
Thanks so much for watching this week's video. As you can see here, getting home this time around was not as easy. So please like, subscribe and follow along to see how we get out of this sticky situation next week.